Bam.
The rest of the story. Al was useless, utterly useless. He told his sister in a letter, quote, "I am nothing but a burden to my family. Really, it would have been better if I had never been born." He had been taken out of school as a youngster because he was what we would now consider retarded. Remember what I just said. He had been taken out of school because he was considered what we would now call retarded and had to be tutored at home by his mother. By the age of 22, Al had hit bottom. His parents, impoverished, were no longer able to support him. He needed a job, but nobody would hire him, and so in desperation, Al appealed to an old school friend, a fellow whose class notes he used to copy. The friend's father had government connections. And a few days later, Al was being interviewed for a position at the Federal Patent Office. Fred Haller was then director of the agency. He would conduct the interview personally. Haller informed the young man that he needed personnel capable of judging whether a request for a patent had any justification. "What do you know about patents?" the director asked. And Al said nothing. Didn't know a thing about patents. The director arched an eyebrow. Under ordinary circumstances, he would have terminated the interview right then and there. Yet there was something, I guess, there must have been something intriguing in the young man's frankness. The director said, "Tell me a little bit about yourself," and Al forced a smile. What was there to tell? He'd been thrown out of high school at the age of 15. And with no high school diploma, college had been out of the question. So he applied at a technical school, but he flunked the entrance exam. So he went back to high school, a different one, actually, because his old high school refused to readmit him. This time he did manage to graduate. He was even accepted at technical school, and yet when potential employers subsequently discovered that he had cut classes chronically, that he had passed his exams only very narrowly, that he had treated his professors irreverently, nobody would hire him. So Al had the word loser written all over him. Now here he was in the Federal Patent Office asking for a job for which he was not qualified. But Director Haller was a very patient man, I guess. He'd heard all of the reasons why he should not hire Al. Now he wanted to hear some reasons why he should. And remarkably, that interview continued for most of 2 hours. And by the time it was over, the director had come to this conclusion. Al was not stupid. He had not been retarded. He was simply a failure. And if he were ever to stop failing and make something of himself, it would first require a large dose of self-confidence. From somewhere, he was going to have to get some self-confidence. So Director Haller decided to give Al a break, a probationary job as technical expert third class. Posterity's impressions of Al is larger than life. He was not inexorably destined to guide lesser minds through space and time. In fact, at the age of 22, he stood at the brink of utter uselessness. Until at long last, somebody took a chance on him and gave him a job at the Swiss Federal Patent Office. And inspired by his first unequivocal success, he eventually learned to live up to his best. And from that beginning, became the incomparable genius the world knows as Albert Einstein. And now you know the rest of the story.
Awesome. I like that little one by Paul Harvey, guys. How you doing? I'm James with the Hat and Beard Show. It's Thursday, June 18th in the Big 2-6. Not a lot to talk about, guys. As far as the NFL is concerned, we do have 7 sophomore NFL breakouts hiding in plain sight, and they're ready to take over. We'll see what Justin Mello has for us over at SportsIllustrated.com. And then, you guys, we'll be going over to the 313 talking about Detroit. That's right, you and me. Jahmyr Gibbs, Lions are far ahead of where we were last year. Let's go, Gibbs. Bringing some good news. A little bit of hype, dude. A little bit of hype around, coming from the horse's mouth, dude. From the workhorse's mouth. Jahmyr Gibbs, dude. We'll talk about that. And then, of course, Tim 20-Man will be wrapping up 5 takeaways from Minicamp for us. You guys know that this week was the final little bit here of the off season, right? Mandatory minicamps. Media is going to be there. And now we're gonna welcome to the slog. Oh, the slog will be upon us, but we'll get through it together, guys. I think we got like 87 days until something, I think. I can't remember right now. Brandy's our statistician there. So we will do all the things and stuff and talk about football. Hit the like button. Share this around with all of your friends. Comment down below if you're watching this afterwards. Subscribe, notify, things and stuff. Stuff and things. Let's get in the show.
If you can say the word good, guess what? It means you're still alive. It means you're still breathing. And if you're still breathing, well, then hell, you still got some fight left in you. So get up, dust off, reload, recalibrate, re-engage, and go out on the attack.
Oh, let's go. Make sure the camera's all plumb level and square. How you doing, Chad, over on YouTube? My mom's hanging out. Snakes here. How's it going? Good evening, guys. Oh, yeah, I'm a pig, man. Let's go. 7 sophomore NFL breakouts hiding in plain sight. As you can imagine, the top dog is going to be, who else could it be but Cam Ward, the quarterback of the Tennessee Titans. Those who watched Cam Ward closely through his rookie season know he performed admirably, but the metrics indicate otherwise. The number 1 overall pick finished last among 28 eligible quarterbacks in adjusted QBR, making him eligible to be listed as a sophomore breakout. The Titans have invested in Ward's supporting cast this offseason, signing Wan'Dale Robinson and drafting Carmel Taint to upgrade the wide receiver room. That's what you need to do. There's a little bit of running back action there to kind of bolster that run game, take a little bit of pressure on. The Titans also hired Robert Saleh as a head coach and Brian Daboll as an offensive coordinator. Ooh-wee. Brian Daboll. Let's go. Upgrading from the unprepared staff they had in place for Ward's rookie season. Ward is a legitimate playmaker at quarterback. Everything achieved in Tennessee this offseason sets him up nicely for year number 2. Let's go, Cam Ward. Ashton Genty. Yeah, well, Ashton Genty produced more than 1,200 yards and 10 touchdowns as a rookie, but it often felt like empty calories. The Las Vegas Raiders finished 3-14 and clinched the number 1 overall selection in the NFL draft. Genty averaged 3.7 yards per carry and was among the most inefficient runners in the league. Yeah, 3.7 per clip isn't going to get her done, bud. Obviously, in comes Clint Kubiak. Kubiak possesses a brilliant offensive mind as he totally transformed the Seattle Sea Chickens' offensive line and rushing attack last season. He'll be tasked with doing the same for Genty in the Big 2-6. But he'll be doing it with either a broken down Kirk Cousins or a rookie quarterback. Big difference between the now well-seasoned Samuel Darnold, the forehead. Luther Burden. I don't want to talk about him. Yeah, I don't like the Bears. Donovan Ezekiel. I don't like Dallas. We're not going to talk about him. He only had 2 sacks. Bayshaw Tootin. Who's Tootin? Hey, Bayshaw Tootin. Bayshaw Tootin, running back for the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jacksonville Jaguars made the difficult decision to let running back Travis. Now, I'm pretty sure that it's not actually Etienne. I think he actually pronounces it differently, and we've all been saying it wrong. So I'm not 100%, but I'm pretty sure it's not actually Travis Etienne. I think it's pronounced Esteman or something like that. Letting him walk in free agency. They had been preparing for this inevitable departure. Sophomore back Bayshaw Tootin will be tasked with replacing the majority of his production. Maybe he can be full-on Bayshaw farting. Ha! The Jaguars also signed Chris Rodriguez Jr. in free agency. But it's Tootin who clearly possesses the most upside. The dynamic slashing back rushed for 307 yards and 5 touchdowns as a rookie in a part-time role. Tootin will seize this opportunity. Shout out Jonas Sanker. Right, Jonas Sanker's the next name on the list. I was kind of fascinated with the Lions maybe trying to grab him last year, but things didn't go our way. It would have been a nice little piece to have in there with the safety situation. It's possible that Jonas Sanker, he's a spanker, had the best rookie season you probably didn't even hear about. The former Virginia standout plays for a rebuilding New Orleans Aints team that didn't capture much, if any, national attention. That didn't prevent Sanker, he's a wily little spanker, from registering 80 tackles, 6 PBUs, and 2 interceptions as a rookie. Nicely done. That's more interceptions in your 1 year than Enos the Penis, Breakstraw, or Terry and Arnold has combined. Sanker played an astounding 978 snaps as a rookie. That accounted for nearly 90% of the Saints' defensive plays all season long. Not bad for a third-round selection. With Alontae Taylor and Demario Davis gone, Sanker projects to inherit an even larger role as a sophomore. Noel Williams. Yeah, I don't care. Noel going to read about that. Don't care about the Kansas City Chiefs. So that's going to wrap up that. Not like you guys are really here to talk about league-wide stuff. We're here to talk about the Lions, dude. Let's talk about some Lions. Let's get on over here now. Little of this, little of that, little of this, little of that, little of this. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Jahmyr Gibbs. Lions are far ahead of where we were last year. Oh, look at this. 3 first names. Michael David Smith. Oh, nope. Smith isn't a first name. I'm stupid. I was thinking Agent Smith. His first name is Agent. Idiot. Oy vey. In a season where after the oy vey, I would like a $7,000 check, please. In an offseason where some expected Lions running back Jahmyr Gibbs to stay away until he receives a new contract. Well, that's not going to happen. Apparently, you don't understand the people that Brad Holmes that goes in the drafts, huh? He says, hey, they got to be right upstairs. Come on now, cha-cha. We got things to do. Let's get on and get up, get down. 911 is a joke in your town. Gibbs has been participating in voluntary practice, and he's optimistic and enthusiastic about where his team is going. Well, they're going on to a break because it's the end of minicamp. They're going to be on a little bit of a vacation. Gibbs said that after last year's disappointing season in Detroit, this year's Lions looks like a better team. Look at us. Quote, the whole team is doing great. Like, we're so far ahead of where we were last year at this time. Everybody's playing fast. Everybody knows what to do. It feels like we're almost in a season form. Man. I feel like there's been a handful of content creators online in the YouTube sphere. Some of us maybe are on, YouTube, Rumble, and Kick. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe down below. We've been talking about how everything feels a little different, huh? Apparently, we're not the only ones noticing. Gibbs said new offensive coordinator Lil Spud Drew Petzing is going to put together a big play offense. And then we will find out through DNA testing that Drew Petzing and Mike Kafka are long-distance brothers, sired by Mike Martz. He's smart. He's demanding of us, but he knows we can do it. We can do it all night long, Gibbs told ESPN. Quote, he puts a lot on our plate, but like I said, he knows that we can do it. Do it. Gibbs, do it. Do it. Gibbs is the betting favorite to win the NFL's OPA, which is a reflection of how high the expectations are for him in Lil Spud's offense. Gibbs' expectations are high for himself and for the whole team. No, I'm not even going to say it because I feel like that's just going to put bad juju out into the universe, dude. No, I'm not even going to bring that up. But if something does happen, I'm going to try and remember this very article. And I'll try and remember exactly the thought that I had and I'm going to hope that it doesn't happen. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I've already thought it, though. It's like oh, no. I don't like all the hype. You remember a guy who had a lot of hype and was absolutely crushing it? Played for Detroit. Still plays for Detroit. Real dominating force. Having a monster year. A lot of hype around him coming into the year. And then his leg got wrapped around Lee McNeil's leg. I don't like all the hype now. No. Shh. Don't talk about it. Don't talk about Jahmyr who? As far as I know, the Lions are bringing back James Stewart to be their starting running back. Not Jahmyr. Nope. Don't talk about it. Don't talk about Jahmyr Gibbs being. Nope. Shh. Stop talking about it. Bad things will happen if we overhype it, guys. How we doing, chat? What's going on, y'all? How you doing, Marcus? How you doing, bruh? Cam Ward is a bust you're ashamed of. Ward is a legitimate deuce dropper. Yeah, he looked bad. I do think Genty's a bust, dude. I do think Genty's a bust. I think Genty is going to wear himself out really, really quickly being a very inefficient running back. Bashal Tootin is a 5-star toilet paper brand in Europe. Dope. What's up, Mr. Troy City? Appreciate you, man. Hopefully you're in the gym crushing it, dude. Sanker's a nice little bust. Gibbs is a goat. Hell yeah. What's up, Sam? How you doing, man? Oh, Gibbs reminds me of Barry where he didn't get hit much, always ahead, and ran out of bounds mostly. Yeah, dude. And that's how you prolong your career, dude. Right? Like, if not for nothing, that was something that I noticed, like, Amon-Ra has done, like, his whole season. Homeboy is more than willing to just hop out of bounds and avoid contact. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, that's how you get, like, that's how you, one, avoid Antonio Brown in your brain, and two, that could, like, realistically, you could extend your career, like, 1.5 years to maybe even, like, 3 years just by, like, impact mitigation. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, yeah, that's like we could get, like, theoretically, we could get a lot longer of, like, a Gibbs, career, which I'm not mad about that, dude. I like watching Jahmyr Gibbs play, dude. He's a very, very, very electrifying player to watch. And could you imagine how chapped all of our asses would be if, like, he was anywhere else? Could you imagine how much it would suck donkey dick to just not have Gibbs on the Lions, dude? Bro, it'd be so fucking shitty, dude. It'd be shitty, bang, bang, dude. Saint is a master of it. Hell yeah. What's up, Dad? How you doing, man? Fucking, dude, that's what I like about Saints game, dude. And maybe he can kind of coach up some of these other guys, dude. A little bit of maybe getting some Waymo out of there. You know what I'm saying? More Gibbs equals more Gibbs. If you don't believe me, check the math. 100%, dude. 100%. I just want a little bit longer of a Gibbs career. I want Jahmyr Gibbs hitting fucking the next 2 years or the next 5 years hitting 2K yards every year, dude, and having, like, a nice little, like, 10, 13-year career, dude, and end up just, like, rushing into the record books, dude. Oh, how wild would that be, dude? How wild. Tim 20 man. Tim 20 man. He's got 5 takeaways from Minicamp. We really need to milk this. There isn't shit coming down after this, fellas. I'm not looking forward to the drought, dude. I hate this time of year, dude. No football. Like, it's just... Because, like, what are we going to do? Talk about fucking projections at depth charts? Ugh. I mean, we'll get through it, but, like, we're going to have to, like, get really into the weeds about some of this stuff, man. It's rough, dude. It's rough. Like, not for nothing, dude, but, like, I totally understand why Syndicate, like, is going to take a break, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. And now's the time to do it, man. Like, it's not like you're going to miss much, dude. You know what I mean? You're going to miss us all. fucking hypothesizing, dude. We're all going to be high on pot news, bro. The Lions completed their 2-day minicamp this week, signaling the end of the off-season training program. The next time the team will meet all together at the Meyer Performance Center will be the start of training camp later this summer. Yeah. There are no pads during minicamp, and rules limit contact. But there are still things we can learn from the 2 days of work. Here are my 5 takeaways from Detroit's minicamp. Look, I did skim this article. If you guys want to tune out now, I don't blame you. It's the same things we've been talking about. Number 1, right tackle competition will be fun to watch. Veteran Larry Borum and rookie first-round pick Balake Miller both got reps at right tackle with the first-team offense in minicamp. And that looks to be an open competition. Borum has 38 career starts, including 11 last season in Miami, where he allowed just 2 sacks, both week 2 versus New England, and 3 quarterback hits. Quote, I've said in the past, I thought Borum put out good tape last year, GM Brad Holmes said right after free agency. I don't have a crystal ball, but from the last thing I saw on tape, he's got starter-level ability. Miller was the number 17 overall pick and has the size and athleticism teams covet at that spot. How quickly can he adjust to the speed and competition of the NFL level? Very fast, if you ask me. It should be fun to watch that competition develop throughout camp. Yes, no slight to Larry Borum. I have no slight against Larry Borum. Okay, I was like, yep, okay. I mean, honestly, guys, when we signed Larry Borum, I think we all knew what was coming down the pipe for Titty Decker, right? I think if you understood what Penei Sewell actually was, an all-pro left tackle or an all-American left tackle at college, you knew that the end game was Penei was moving to the left side. And when we brought in Borum, it wasn't to come in and be a backup to Penei on the right side. It was to give us flexibility to have a starting caliber veteran on the right side and then draft a right tackle. Be that, at the time, speculation, Caden Proctor or Dr. Bum Bum, or who I knew was the whole time, check the tape, Balake Miller. Number two, secondary has depth for now. Holmes did a nice job adding depth across the secondary after the team was decimated by injury there last season, and seemingly every season. There's still some uncertainty surrounding the knee injury or the knee safety of Kirby Joseph and what he's dealing with now and how much it might allow him to play this season. BB32 is rehabbing an Achilles injury suffered late last season, and it's unclear when he'll be back on the field. Don't rush it, my friend. Please, no rush. Veterans Chuck Clark and Christian Eisen took most of the first-team reps at safety this offseason after being signed in free agency. They have a combined 95 starts between them and are being cross-trained at both safety spots. Thomas Harper, who, if you know, you know, he's a very, very underrated and talented young safety who is developing. He's not perfect, but he's coming. He's like a top 12 safety with guys that had over fucking 200 snaps, dude. Thomas Harper returns at safety after starting 9 games last season in place of Joseph. Avonte Maddox re-signed this offseason, and he plays both safety and nickel corner. Dan Jackson is also back at safety after missing his rookie season due to a bad leg. I think he had a leg injury. At cornerback, DJ Reed is 100% healthy after dealing with a hamstring injury for most of last season. There's competition at the other outside corner spot between Terry and Arnold, Rock Ya-Sin, Enos the Penis, Rake Straw, breaks like a straw, don't let him get wet because he'll crumple like a paper straw. Thank gosh we played 12 games indoors this year. And Khalil Dorsey. Yeah, probably not. Veteran Roger McCreary has been getting most of the first-team reps at nickel, but Eisen, Maddox, and rookie Keith Abney will all compete there, too. Honestly, I guys, the more I'm watching it, the more that I see what's going on, I don't think there's much confidence in the coaching staff around TA. I think there's a reason why we re-signed Rock Yassin. There's a reason why he's been getting so many reps with the first team D. I got a feeling that there is a strong potentiality that come this time next year. I don't know if Terrion Arnold will be a Detroit Lion. If the trajectory that he's been on continues the route that it's going, I don't know how Rock Yassin loses that position battle to Terrion Arnold. I think he's a very talented individual. I don't know if he's the right player fit and player mentality fit for the Lions. I don't know because they're very, you don't, when he's out there, it can be good. It can also be very, very bad. And what is the best ability in the NFL, guys? Availability is the best ability. I mean, I wish him all the best, but I'm starting to get this feeling that come week 1, you're looking at DJ Reed with Rock Yassin opposite him. I just think that's the way it's going to go. And I think Rock Yassin is actually a pretty solid, pretty solid rock to have out there. Let's go. Number 3, Detroit's skilled weapons could be the best. This might be the best collection of skilled weapons in the NFL, or at least in that conversation. Running back Jahmyr Gibbs is already one of the best. No, he is the best running back in the league. And offensive coaches on Tuesday talked about him being an even bigger part of the passing game this season after catching a career high 77 passes last season. Damn. We've seen him line up at the slot before, or this offseason, and not just to be an outlet receiver, but actually as a receiver. All-pro wide receiver Amon-Ra St. Brown shown he can consistently produce 100 catches, around 1,500 yards, and 10 touchdowns. Waymo Jamo is coming off back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons. He's looked great this spring with crisp route running and could have a big season in Lil Spud's offense. Big play Jamo, though I do think he's a very I think Jamo's best at catch the ball and running away from defenders. I think Jamo in space is much more volatile than Jamo deep. He's got playmaker ability. Jamo's the type of guy that every time the ball touches his hands, something special can happen. That's just the reality of it. Jamo isn't just a big, deep threat wide receiver. Jameson Williams is a very special player. He's a very talented wide receiver with game-breaker speed. Jameson Williams streaking across the middle, running away from defenders. Right up the sidelines. Gone. See ya. Bye-bye. Pro Bowl tight end Sam Laporta looks to be ahead of schedule in his return from a back injury and is expected to be a full go for training camp. We saw the type of success tight end Trey McBride had in Lil Spud's offense the last few years. Well, yes. But when you're the only truly viable option for your trash can and what is worse than a trash can quarterback situation. Second-year wide receiver Isaac Tesla is the wild card for me. He looks so comfortable this spring, and his size, speed, and body control and hands could be the perfect complement to St. Brown and Jameson Williams as the number 3 wide receiver. It's an explosive and deep group of weapons for quarterback Jared Goff, who ranked in the top 5 of every important statistical category that measures good quarterback play last season. The tinnitus in my left ear is going fucking nuts right now. Yo. Dude, we're getting through it. Oh, we're getting through it. Number 4, length on the edge stands out. Holmes and head coach Dan Campbell made a concerted effort this offseason to add some youth, depth, and length to their edge room, and the length has stood out in open OTAs and minicamp practices. Quote, the first look at it's like, oh, it's changed over there. That corner of the field you look at during individuals, and there's a lot of big, long, and tall. Campbell said of his revamped edge room. The thing that stands out to me is the length. That's something we've kind of attacked, and we saw we needed. Aidan Hutchinson at 6'7", Wanham at 6'5", Peyton Turner at 6'6", and Anthony Lucas 6'5", and even Derek Moore at 6'3", have good length. There's some position versatility among the group, and Detroit feels that they are much deeper at the position heading into camp than they were this time last year. I also feel like that. I do. I really think that I think Detroit was quietly making solid moves. I was pretty I liked the DJ Wanham signing. I still do. I think Peyton Turner is a viable potential like get him to where he once was player. But even if that happens, he's not going to stick around. I wasn't mad about it. You guys know that I really like the Anthony Lucas UDFA. That was a guy that we targeted a lot in mock drafts in the mid rounds. And Derek Moore didn't have enough info. Look, I never really did that much information digging on him, right? Derek Moore is going to turn out to be a guy who it's like, oh shit, Brad Holmes seen something in him and awesome. Or he's going to be Josh Paschal 2.0. That length should allow Detroit to be creative with some of their personnel packages and how they deploy players up front to counter what offenses try to do to them. They've got the length and athleticism to run out a 4 defensive edge package if they want. They can use 3 defensive tackles and an edge in a bigger package. Number 5, competition at left guard. Detroit knew they had to retool their offensive line after that unit took a step back last year. They wanted to get younger and deeper and foster more competition. Like the competition at right tackle, the starting left guard spot will eventually figure itself out, but there are more names in that mix. Mormon Oaks, Christian Mahogany has gotten most of the reps where they're with the starters in OTAs and minicamp, but Campbell has said it's an open competition. The team signed veteran Ben Barch to hop in there with his 1 foot this offseason to compete for that spot. He's been rehabbing an injury and didn't take part in OTAs or minicamp practices, but is expected to be back in training camp. He's got 24 career starts under his belt. The team likes where Miles Frazier is at coming into his second season, and he's received consistent second-team reps at left guard. Backup center Juice Scruggs could work there some training camp, and the Lions are also trying out former tackle Giovanni Manu there too. It's a crowded competition that should make everyone better for it. May the best man win. Let's see what Derek Moore has to say about his transition from Michigan to the NFL.
I think be a sponge and just, as time goes on, just grow as a player.
What have you learned early on from some of the vets there?
A lot of things. I don't want to really get too much into it, but, a lot of things, but, they pretty much just been, a big brother to me, see all them guys. And, like I said, I'm just trying to continue to be humble, keep my head down to be a sponge.
How do you think Michigan, I guess, kind of prepared you for this? I mean, just, having that experience in an NFL defense, and how do you think it's eased your transition here?
I feel like being at Michigan, they come into the NFL, I feel like it's really, I really wouldn't say easy, but I was really prepared for it. I feel like if Coach Harbaugh and Coach Moore, they all, treated everything just like an NFL. They treated the whole type program like an NFL, program. And, we were just mentally prepared for
They treated or they cheated. Oh,
everything. And pretty much every Michigan guy that, that's in the league now was always ready for the league. So I feel like, they did a good job, training us to be ready for the next level.
But even schematically, just, obviously you had that experience of kind of Ravens style defense.
Yeah. I feel like, obviously everything, literally same knowledge, same everything, almost like the same system, You just gotta come on and just be a ball player at that point. So, I feel really well in the system. Know the system really well. I just gotta come on here and be a ball player.
Envisioning you playing with Aidan Hutchinson, what can this defensive line be about when you guys bring pressure and are out there together?
I'm not really trying to, think too much about it. I feel like a lot of people always, talk about how I feel to be with Hutch, it'd be an honor, playing with Hutch, but at the end of the day, as a unit, we're just trying to be the best unit, in the country, in the league, really, and, just go out and just dominate together as a unit.
What are your plans the next
There you
couple
go.
of weeks?
You like-
Obviously, you
that's
guys
what
get
you
a
like
little
to
bit
hear.
of break before training camp here.
My plan is probably just, get off my feet just a little bit, but also got to remember, I'm still on the grind, so make sure I'm well in shape for camp and just stay in the playbook best as I can.
Thank you. It must make it a little bit easier transition as the others, or what?
Just having Jimmy and also having guys like Hutch in the room, it kind of do make it easier because you got some type of familiar faces in the building. But, like for me, like my personality and type person I'm in, I'll always connect with anybody, no matter what locker room I am. But, like, having guys like Jimmy, I can have somebody to joke around with and always thinking about, times we had at Michigan. So it definitely is fun, though.
What would you say is the trademark of the Michigan defensive football player that you guys represent?
I say physicality. For one, I feel like that's us. Like, no matter who was the defensive coordinator there, that's one thing we always was taught, being physical, defeating blocks, getting off the blocks, and getting to the quarterback.
How many times have you been back to Ann Arbor?
I actually still live in Ann Arbor, so I stay in the team hotel during the week, and then during the weekends I go back home. So until I move, I'll still be in Ann Arbor.
Have you met Whittingham?
Whittingham? Oh yeah, yes I did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I feel like everything about Coach Whittingham, he a great guy. When he first came in, I believe like the first week or two, I went up to the office, just to go talk to him. We talked a little bit, he sat me down, just got to know me. Actually a great guy, we got to know each other, chopped it up for a little bit, and we just talked about the crazy season we had last year, and then he just pretty much talked about the goals that he had for the season coming up, and it was just a great conversation, great guy, and everything I'm hearing back from all of the guys back at the facility, everything just sounds good. So I'm definitely looking forward to them guys. I'm gonna be at a couple games for sure, and I just hope for them guys to turn everything back around.
He seems like he's fitting in.
Yeah, he definitely is.
Nobody cares about the Michigan program. Doesn't it seem like he's kind of irritated, like he doesn't want to talk to him? I get the vibe that he's like, I don't want to talk to you guys. Stop asking me about playing with Hutch. I got to go to work, man. I got to get better. I am not starting. I have to grind. There is so much competition ahead of me. I have to work. Please leave me alone. I'm hungry. I want to go and eat some lunch. Go away from me. I just kind of got that vibe. He was like, fuck off, dude. Fuck off. How we doing, chat? 6'7", you caught that, Derek. Yo, that's awesome. Oh, shit. DJ admitted he got burned a bunch last year. Yeah, dude. Well, that's a hamstring, man. That hamstring, bro. Once a hamstring goes, dude, what do we say? We said it all the time during the offseason, dude. When a hamstring goes in, like, training camp, bro, if you lose a hamstring in training camp, you are all year long, dude. That'll bug you all season long, dude. Detroit's 5 skill position capable of 1,000 yards if they get the touches. That's why I said JG16, dude. Easily can get that 5K and 52 yards. 2026, the big 2-6. Multiply 2-6 by 2, you get 52. JG16 throwing 52. Doggery doos. Jahmyr Gibbs rushing and having a 2,600 all-purpose offensive yards and 26 doggery doos. Aidan Hutchinson setting an NFL record with 26 sacks in the big 2-6. Let's go. If Jamie doesn't drop the ball, there's nobody in the NFL that'll take the space over him. Exactly, dude. Hopefully we won't try playing Aleem McNeil at the edge again. Dude, Tampa, I know, bro. But, we beefed up that end room. And, not for nothing, dude, eventually Levi should be back. Levi owns Enrique. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if timing is right to praise Sharon. Dude, I thought that too. Yo. When he said Coach Moore, I was like, oh, you maybe don't want to talk about that, though. Maybe don't. Shh. Ooh, look at the zoom. Look at that, huh? We zoom my. Hey, you want to get up close and personal? What am I? What? I'm funny? Like I make you laugh? What am I, a clown to you? Like I'm here to amuse you? I really like more a Michigan fan. 43 years. I'm excited about him. He clearly came through in clutch moments, almost a game wrecker. That's good, dude. That's good, man. I think that like we need to not have, Aidan Hutchinson rookie year expectations for Derek Moore. There's a lot of bodies and a lot of talented people in that room. But, bro, if Moore comes in and is playing, 30% of the snaps every game, and he's available every game, 5 sacks, I'd be happy. You know what I'm saying? Maybe just disrupting a lot of play. Maybe doesn't come in and hit some double-digit starting sack numbers, but he's disruptive, right? Look at how good Tyleek's rookie season one it was in the limited exposure we've seen. Yeah, it wasn't super sexy and flashy, but it was highly effective when he was on the field. You know what I'm saying? Woodson was a game record. True, dude, true. 5-0 for my Snow Mexicans. You talking about soccer, dude? What's up, Sticks? How you doing, man? More all Big Ten, not bad. That's true, yeah, dude. Yeah, he not bad. He's not bad. That's the thing. Like, he's not bad. It's just I don't want people to like have Aidan Hutchinson expectations for Derek Moore. No, yeah, if he goes out and is instead of being Aidan Hutchinson's Robin, he comes out and he's just like, no, I'm Nightwing. I'm going to Bloodhaven. You know what I'm saying? Dope, super dope. But like, let's just pump the brakes a little bit. Let's realize that DJ Wonnum's probably going to be your starting defensive end, and he's probably going to play the majority of the snaps. Like what I kind of think is going to have happen. You know what I would be. You know what you're probably going to end up seeing. You know what you're probably really going to end up seeing. I bet you don't see Hutch and Moore on the field a lot at the same time. I bet you Derek Moore, his rookie year, he's going to be the guy that comes in and gives Hutch a blow. Comes in, gives him a, not even a series, not even a whole series, but like a snap. Because, dude, the one thing that Hutch, you can notice is that as the games go on, he does get a little fatigued. You see him with the hands on the hips doing that little Aidan Hutchinson, Patrick Mahomes fucking wiggle walk. You know what I'm saying? Couple plays off, couple 5, 6, 7 plays off. Oh my God, I did it again. 6, 7. You know what I'm saying? Damn, I'm online too much. The only reason I kind of think that is there are so many bodies, so much competition in that defensive end room. Wonnum has starting pedigree. I do think it's his job to lose. And if you look at the way, specifically in that interview, the body language and the response, Derek Moore is almost recoiling. Oh, you and Hutchinson on the field at the same time. I think he's kind of going, yeah, that's probably not going to happen. Based on the rotations that I've been on, I come in to give him a playoff. You know what I'm saying? But that's not to say there can't be packages. This is purely speculation, dude. This is the offseason of speculation. You know what I'm saying? If the Lions can stop the run better and create obvious passing downs, then Derek Moore will have at least 10 sacks. Hell yeah, Jack. That's awesome, dude. Very, very, very good, dude. Hell yeah. Optimistic, solid. I love it. Nobody works harder than Hutch, I believe. I also believe that. But wouldn't it just kind of be nice to have 99% Aidan Hutchinson effort, 95% of the game, instead of 91% Aidan Hutchinson effort, 98% of the time of the game? Doesn't that feel a little bit more impactful? Have a little bit more push. At same time, while he's maybe popped off the sideline for a play or two, he's talking to coaching. You know what I mean? They're scheming things up. Moore won't see the field unless we're blowing them out. And that's kind of what I'm saying, dude. Like, yeah, he's a second-round pick, and, it felt good to get a defensive end, Let's be honest. Is Derek Moore going to come and unseat Aidan Hutchinson? Well, there ain't a snowball's chance in hell of that happening. So what's the other option? Does Derek Moore fit the big end build? What do we historically do opposite Hutch? Big body, borderline of defensive tackle. Wonnum starts to fit that a little bit. That's what we did with Davenport. That's what we did with John Kaminsky, right? That's what Levi Onwuzurike was supposed to be. Could still be. I'd like to have that big boxy end, right? Yeah, it is nice to have pass rush guys. But is Derek Moore the big heavy end? Not really. Now, is he a solid steal in the second round to stash away for a year or two, let him develop, put on some poundage, polish up them skill sets? We'll see. But I don't know. I think pumping the brakes on him is probably the safer option. You know, let DJ Wonnum go out there and, you know, run 70% of the snaps or whatever he did in Carolina. You know, he already knows the speed of the game, and maybe coming from where he was to a high octane organization like Detroit is exactly the shot in the arm that he needs. And just as this time last year, everyone is pounding their fucking fists, demanding that the Lions go re-sign Zadarius Smith. You remember that? This time last year, people were so pissed off that we didn't go re-sign Zadarius Smith. And if you looked at the metrics, you had the exact same production on a smaller scale with Al-Qadim Muhammad. And look what he was able to parlay that into. You could have that happen with DJ Wonnum too, man. You know? Nice point. Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, when you look at Derek Moore, he's not that heavy end. I really expect the Lions to play different defensive fronts, allowing play from Moore. Possible. I think what you've seen with he's 6'4". I think they listed him at 6'3" in the article. He's probably like 6'3" and 5/8 or something like that, dude. Oh, okay. So yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is when you look at the hang on, Ivor, dude, what are you doing? Dude, my one cat is like fucking around in the closet over there, man. He looks absolutely ridiculous. Bro, what are you fucking doing? Hey, come here. Yeah. What up, dude? My cats have dog software. My cats have dog software. They come when I call them. I think when you look at what the Lions have done with not only the secondary, but subtly with the front, defensive front, specifically the defensive linemen, not necessarily your linebackers, but your actual front four, there is such versatility up there that we can do the same thing I was doing with Malcolm Rodriguez and Derek Barnes. Week to week, whomever skill set matches up better against the opposing team, that's who's going to get more run. Because we have such a diverse skill set of defensive linemen now that you can, and that not only does that give you more viability with player personnel packages and mismatching against the opposition, but it also fucks film study for the team coming down the pike. You know what I'm saying? For that opposition, they don't have the film because you're tailoring your personnel packages, your scheme, your fronts, your attack plan for that team specifically. In that vein, it is almost clear now. Look at Lil Spud. Remember what that article we read where he said how to beat teams, not if, when, or should we, how we beat teams. I just have to figure out how. We are operating, Jahmyr Gibbs, we're farther ahead now than we were, we're almost at midseason. The Detroit Lions are operating at a significantly higher level than everybody else in the NFL already. We've already beaten you. We just have to figure out how we want to beat you. We're ahead. It's the way to go. Moore did school Proctor at the Bama game. Well, there you go, dude. He's got a little bit of punch to him, you know. He's not a bad player, you know. I just a little raw. And there's nothing wrong with that, dude. A little polish, you know. Little spit shine on him. Come out of sophomore year, dropping the 14 burger. Third year, 17 sacks. You know, like sky's the limit, dude. We could, or this time, you know, a couple years from now, we're calling him Josh Pascal 2.0. And I hope that's not the case. Look at us, fellas, huh? Look at us. We drug this show out to almost an hour. But we are going to call it a short night tonight. I'm tired. I'm a tired boy. I'm a tired boy. What can I say? This transition to days and the new job is kind of kicking my ass. I ain't even going to lie. But I do appreciate you guys who tuned in today. I know we were off yesterday with the internet situation. I was like, fucking figures, dude. Just so you know, though, tomorrow is a national holiday. So, in that vein, I'm going to take tomorrow off. We're going to be off tomorrow. It's the off season. I want to have a chill Friday night with hat and boobs, and I'm cooked this week, boys. I'm not gonna lie, I'm cooked. I'm fucking cooked. I'm so fucking fried. I ain't even gonna front. I am cooked. So we're gonna take tomorrow off and have a nice little 3-day weekend from the show. You guys enjoy the holiday and holiday weekend. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Try and enjoy yourself. Stay out of trouble. Don't call for bail because I don't have it. But make sure that you subscribe to the channel before you head out of here. Turn that notification bell on so that you can be notified when we go live Monday through Friday, 7 to 8 p.m. right here at YouTube, Rumble, and Kick. Kick's just, I mean, dude, Kick is climbing away, doing everything they can, dude. But, you know, it's the off season. Views are down. Everything's down. It is what it is. We'll get through it. Take a couple Fridays off here or there, you know, tomorrow being one of them. So enjoy the weekend. Stay out of trouble. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. I'm James with the Hat and Beard Show. You've been an attentive audience. Until Monday, bonga bonga. Frig off.